Today being the first day of May, we get ready for the European Film Festival that's taking place this month. And to join us this morning, letting us know a little bit more information about it, I want to welcome His Excellency Peter Cavendish, Ambassador to the Delegation of the European Union, as well as Karen Shepard, Press and Information Officer at the Delegation of the European Union to Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
How are you guys doing this morning?
Very well indeed, actually. 1st of May, nice start to the day already. 1st of May, we're on television and here to discuss the European Film Festival.
Because, I mean, we're ready, we're getting ready for it. Tell me the importance of the European Film Festival. When did it start and why is it so important here in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, this is the oldest film festival in Trinidad and Tobago. It's 27 years old and it has been a major hit down the years. I'll let you into a little secret. During COVID, in the midst of that terrible crisis when we had to do it virtually and online, this country got number 3 for screenings in the region of the film festival. So that went back to headquarters in Brussels, and of course they were very proud of us and we were very happy to take the credit. But it was a big success already during the previous times when sadly we had to do it virtually. But now this year, one of the things that's new, it's going to be for free. So we really want to get Trinis to come out because this is the country where, you know, 5 continents meet, cultural superpower in music, the arts, literature, and we're trying to add to it. So we're working on this together with the other European Union member state embassies here. We have the French involved, we have the Germans, we have the Spanish, and we're working with local partners such as Filmco. And I'm really happy to say that Nallis, this excellent building, this excellent facility, screenings are going to be there, and then UTT, we've got the Academy for the Performing Arts, and in addition we have the John Donaldson Theatre. So we have all of these things coming together, and we have 22 films to show this year. Multiple screenings, and in a moment I'll hand over to Karen, who might want to talk about what we're going to do for children as side events. But for the young people who want to get more information, of course, it's in the social media, it's on Facebook. Look at the European Film Festival online, and then all of the details of what's coming up is there.
Tell me the objective of the film festival. Like, why was it started in the first place, and what's the purpose of it?
Well, we do a lot worldwide because of our historical role, because of the relative wealth, and we wish to share our culture with others, but it also brings us together on our side. There's a sort of an organic process of what films are going to show abroad, and we've 22 countries, quite a few languages, they're all subtitled. But we bring together, we want to show our culture to the world, but we also want to learn from others abroad. All sorts of synergies kick off. People, see ways of doing things that we have. Maybe they refine them, maybe they improve them, maybe they incorporate into their films, and then later on we get it back when we see other people's films. So basically it's a cultural mixer, it's a catalyst. It has synergistic benefits for all of us.
And I think you should also remember that there's no other venue to show European films in Trinidad. If you think about it, we have a lot of Hollywood and the Bollywood films, but we don't really have a lot of films from Europe. So this is an opportunity to showcase European film in Trinidad.
I want to know as well about these side events that are happening.
Oh yeah, well so we're very excited about that. We're having 2 side events, and we're also doing screenings. We always do screenings for the young people, for the secondary school students.
In their schools? Or?
No, we do it. Actually, I'm glad you said that. We're trying to do something where we can actually take the films into schools as well. But for now, no, they have to come out to the venues and see the films. But the side events that we're doing this year, because part of the festival is also about talking about those things that matter to us, because there is certainly a social element, a social consciousness element to the festival. So we're doing on the 18th of May, the day before the festival ends, 2 side events. One we're doing for secondary schools and one for the adult population on climate change and the environment. So it's sort of a short film festival where we show a number of films, some really entertaining films on climate change and the environment, and then we engage the audience in a discussion around those things. So we're really hoping that the schools would come out and also that the public will come out to the event in the evening. That's happening at UTT Upper, which is right behind the Napa campus, and that's happening on the 18th.
That one is on the 18th. Now, I know the festival itself kicks off on the 10th.
Yes, it does.
And that's where we go to Nallis first.
Yes. So it starts in Nallis, and it's going to be 2 venues in Nallis. It's going to be Nallis Amphitheatre.
Downstairs.
And then, no, the auditorium downstairs, the screening room, and then Amphitheatre, which is upstairs, which is outside for the evening screening. So that's nice. So if the weather is great and all that, it's nice to come together in the amphitheatre and watch a movie. And then it moves over to UTT. So we're going from the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. I think, to in Nallis, and then we're moving over to Napa. To Napa Apple UTT and also John Donaldson campus.
So those are running simultaneously?
Yes, we're going to have screenings at those two as well.
And you're using, I assume, the theatres at Apple?
Well, yeah, theatre at Apple. There are two theatres.
Right.
I don't know which one it is, but it's one of the theatres in Apple. And then we have a lovely setup in the John Donaldson campus where we're using one of the classrooms. Actually, I think it's where they do all their film and things like that, animation, the studio area. We're going to be using that to show the film. So it's going to be nice. And not only that, I think people need to know that even though we're not in the movie theatre this year, we're still going to have a setup with popcorn and refreshments and things like that. So, you can come and enjoy the film.
It's essential.
Yeah.
How else do you enjoy a film without popcorn?
Well, you could do doubles at a film instead of popcorn.
It's going to
be that'd be interesting. It'd be a bit messy.
No. Trinis eat doubles very neatly. No problem with that.
Nonetheless, we can't go into the auditorium with food, but when you come out, you can.
Of course. We also have a special school screening coordinator, and that details, just to underline that's on the web page, because somebody wants to bring a school group in, there is a coordinator for it, and that person's contact details and phone number are online.
On the website,
yes. So you can head across to the website and get that information. Is it that the ones in Apple and John Donaldson, are they going to be evening screenings as well, or all day?
Yes, and actually we actually launched, because every year we would kill a lot of trees to print brochures for people, but we actually launched this year, and we're so happy, our website, the European Film Festival website. So people can actually go on there and see the schedule and see the films. Of course, they're going to be repeated. Some of them are going to be repeated, so you can see what time is most convenient for you to go to the film. And we're going to have screenings throughout, for the morning for the young people, and then in the evening for the adults. The last screening, I think, is at 6:30 in the evening. Yeah.
Fantastic. And you mentioned 22 films are being screened this time around. Tell me about some of the collaborators that you guys are working with to bring this to fruition.
Well, we're working here with Filmco in your country, and they're helping us with the organisation of this. In terms of what's going on, the films themselves are a cornucopia of different issues, from issues children might wish to consider more. And by the way, children amaze me in this country, because we've just done a photographic competition and an art competition where children come up with lots of things to do with the environment. So the environment is a theme in quite a few of these movies and what's happening. Then there's issues with, the normal questions of self and identity, aging, and people in personal conflict situations, things we can all identify with, things that can occur in any of our lives. But there's sort of a European touch to it, and it's kind of interesting, I think, to see how different European cultures, and we have 27 countries, don't forget, in Europe, how they see things differently. You've more the Northern European scope, the Southern European scope. But I think that Europe is only united in its diversity. And I think that these movies show just the richness of our cultures, and this is the time to say it, but I feel we do have a lot to offer with 27 countries and more than 27 cultures, because we have all sorts of different groups within our countries.
I'm also curious about the role you think that movies play in society generally. Like you want to see yourself, you want to be reflected and show your culture, but what's the role of movies in society as far as you're concerned?
Well, it's a good question. It's rather broad. I think movies can be an agent of change, an agent of social advancement. It tells us things. Movie is an art form, and it's one of the art forms, and it's art. What does art do? It tries to tell us a truth. And maybe those truths have changed over time, so over the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Well, since I was young, I can tell you, when movies were much more restricted and conservative, today where no social issue is left untouched. So we're dealing, it's part of the, if you wish, part of the fluidity and the social change that takes place in our societies. Movies definitely contribute to it. And I'm very pleased to say the people we've met here, high talent people in Trinidad and Tobago. The country does punch way above its weight as a cultural power. All islands are crossroads in a contradictory way, and this country is one of the greatest crossroads in the world. You have 5 continents meet, you can see what you've done in music, and we hope that this will be like putting out seeds for ideas with young Trini filmmakers.
And if I can jump in as well, I think one of the things that film does is it also unites us. So even though you're able to see the diversity of different cultures and different ways of life and different ways of thinking, I think a lot of time when we watch movies, what attracts us, what gets us, is when we see ourselves in those movies. And I think one of the things the European Film Festival will do is make people see, those who maybe never traveled to Europe or maybe don't know a lot of Europeans, that we are all the same. We all
similarities.
We have a lot that we have in common, and therefore it's a way to sort of unite us as well, to look at us as diverse, but also so similar.
And telling the story is very important. All right, now I know you're not really allowed to do this, right? But if you had to recommend one of the 22, which one would you recommend that we have to see?
I go more for the children's ones.
You know which one I would recommend? And that's actually one of the side event movies. There is one film that is called A Sunny Day that is on the environment. But when I was screening the short films for the festival, I was laughing out loud. It was so hilarious. So I am just telling people to come out to the side event, even if it's just to see that movie, A Sunny Day. That movie is just so hilarious. But I think there's so many different types of movies, and what appeals to one doesn't appeal to the other.
Of course.
So
No, I just wanted your personal opinion. I don't want a diplomatic answer. Ambassador, let me get your opinion. I know it'd be harder for you to not give the diplomatic answer.
Well, because I have to deal with a great many embassies who are watching me and a great many producers. No, I think they all have quality. They all have talent. There's something to take away from every one of these. But I go back. I tend to prefer movies where children are involved.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, it's something about perhaps I'm a frustrated grandparent. I don't have grandchildren. But I happen to like movies watching where you see the youthful minds at work.
Yeah.
So that tends to be it.
All right. Well, guys, you can go check out the European Film Festival. It's happening from May 10th. You can head across to the website, eurofilmfest-tt.com, and you can get more information. We're going to take a quick break. Let me say thank you very much, Ambassador, for joining us this morning, and thank you as well, Ms. Shepard. And do enjoy the rest of your day and the festival.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break and come back with more. We have some music when we come back, so stay tuned.